Hey, you guys, Eilers-Heffner here. Just wanted to welcome you to our Rock Your Purpose Monday night call and talk a little bit about momentum and what that actually looks like and how to create momentum. So momentum is something that I think we used to think like it'll come. When you're driving down the road and you are following the path, like, oh, there's a hill, so you can get some momentum. You're not necessarily seeking that out. In this business and in our life, we can create momentum. We can create that even when it seems like, oh my goodness, it's not exciting right now. So John Maxwell says that momentum is a leader's best friend. He says that when we have momentum, the future looks exciting and bright. Those obstacles seem small. Nothing seems like it's a big deal. Troubles they just fall to the wayside. And when we aren't in momentum, it's kind of the exact opposite, right? And so what we want to do is just remind ourselves, like, one, there's no emergencies in network marketing. I had a couple girls at the gym this morning that I'm talking to, and I'm sorry I didn't respond back to your message over the weekend. I'm like, it's okay. There's no emergencies. If there was an emergency, I would call you. I have your phone number. It's okay. Oh, okay. And it just kind of put them at ease, right? Because there aren't emergencies in network marketing. But if I were to sit here and go, oh my gosh, they didn't message me back, but I saw that they read it. I can't believe that they didn't message me back. What am I going to do? Did I say something wrong? Oh my gosh. Then I'm focused on all this little thing instead of going, all right, I'm going to send some more messages. I'm going to send some more messages because I'm going to be in action mode no matter what, and not letting someone not responding to a message get me down, right? That isn't what we're here for. And if we are not in a season of momentum. That's pretty obvious if you look at our momentum chat, right? I'm not going to hide that. And so when you think, okay, I'm not in momentum, or when you are in momentum, think of those seasons. If someone doesn't message you back right away, you're like, oh, no big deal. They're busy. They'll get back to me, right? And when we're in this season of like, okay, we're talking to people, like what's going on, then it's easy to think, oh my gosh, I did something wrong. And that's just not the case, okay? So reminding ourselves that we don't need to focus on every little thing as being a big obstacle, okay? We need to remind ourselves to get in action mode. So Friday, was it? I was like, okay, I was just feeling a little like stressed about life and all the things. And I'm like, you know what? I am going to sit here and I am going to send 30 messages before I have to go get the kids. My kids are half day Friday. So by the time I get settled and throw the laundry in and set down to my business hour that day is a little short, and I have to pick it up later in the afternoon again after I get them settled and I've spent time with them. And so I was like, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to get these 30 messages sent before I leave to get the kids. And then I was like, oh, and this person and other people started coming to mind. And so my list ended up being 40 people. Like when we get ourselves psyched up and just set a goal and sit there and do it, we're going to feel so much better about what it is that we're doing. And that's the start to momentum. Okay. But also just moving from excitement to excitement. Okay. Not letting when we have someone that is excited about their products and they're getting started and they have more energy and they slept better and they lost 5 pounds on the reset and their sugar cravings are better and their brain fog is better, like be excited with them and help them to just get a post up, like you can say things like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. People are going to want to know what you're doing. You should totally put a post up. Do you need help with that? Don't make it weird. Don't make it a bigger deal. You can say things like, okay, well, you know what? Let's put a post up. Let's just see what happens. Like, get this out there, get the word out there. Let's see what happens. Like, be excited with them. And moving from excitement to excitement with them, kind of like in the Get Over Yourself book, when we talk about recruiting and we're talking about helping someone to, watch a third-party tool, checking out that video or checking out a messenger party or something. We talk about appointment to appointment. And when we want to create momentum, we want to move from excitement to excitement and keep things exciting and build that up. We also want to be focused right now on recruiting. You guys, I went Senior Ruby in December. I went Senior Ruby in December of 2018, and I went Emerald in April of 2019. Okay. And it didn't happen because in November, I was like, you know what? People are not as many people are talking back to me. That it wasn't even the case. I was like, okay, those 30 people haven't gotten back to me yet. I'm going to reach out to 30 more people. Okay. When we see, okay, these people have read the message and they haven't talked back to me, that it doesn't mean you just stop sending messages. That means that you send some more, and that you send some more, and you send some more. Okay. And it also means that people are paying attention. It's just maybe not their right time, or they're thinking of other things going on in their life. And so they literally read the message and think I should respond. And then their kid goes and jumps off the back of the couch or something. Like, there's something going on. Don't take it personally. There's a book called Go for No. It's really tiny. It's real skinny, and it has big writing, like big text font size. And it reads like a storybook. So I actually would encourage you to pick it up and read it in a weekend. It's really quick. And his whole principle is that you go for no, like you don't stop talking for that day until you've gotten your 3 no's. That's a principle that Genevieve has even talked about. So when you're sending that many messages, like your goal is to be told no 3 times that day before you hang it up. And that's cool too, because I think sometimes that we get in a mode of doing our IPA and checking the boxes, but not necessarily really doing IPA. Do you guys understand the difference? Like, okay, I sent my 3 messages, I'm done for the day, close the computer. Or there's that, oh gosh, that girl from the gym is really on my heart. I'm going to follow back up with her. I want to reach out to her. She was telling she's my friend now. So her shoulder was bothering her. I saw it. I was like, I went up to her after the gym. Are you okay? Is everything all right? I hurt my shoulder. Okay. And I showed her a couple exercises to do. And then I went home and I looked some stuff up on YouTube and sent her those. Like, here you go. Here's some stuff we talked about. Here's some reminders for you, because I'm adding value and I'm having relationship with her. Right. And then there's, oh, hi, how's your shoulder doing? Do you see the difference? And I know not everyone's a PT, but you can still be meaningful in your relationships and put a little more effort into it than just checking the box of I did my IPA. And this definitely is the time to do double, triple, quadruple the IPA, so that you have more people that you're talking to and more people that are going to be willing to pull the trigger to not gain all the holiday weight, to feel their best around Thanksgiving and through Christmas, and definitely feel good going into the new year. Okay. So don't forget about that. Now, the other thing that I want to remind you of is when we're helping somebody sign up on the phone and we're saying, hey, if you love these products, are you open to sharing? And just seeing what the answer is. So I just did this with a new join, and she was like, no, I did X, Y, and Z before. And I'm like, and I had said, because I don't know her well. And I said, I am so sorry. I don't know what you do for a living. And this was earlier on in the conversation. And she expressed dissatisfaction with her job. And she already works from home doing that. And so I was like, and she said, oh no, I wouldn't ever, do that, when I asked her the magic question. And I said, well, the option is always there. And it's really fun to help people. This has been such a blessing in my life. I'd already told her that I don't work as a PT anymore, except every now and again. And it's just been rewarding. Again, planted a seed. And I said, you said your job isn't super rewarding, and just letting you know it's really fun to help people. Left it at that. Okay. And then also saying things to people. We want to be reaching out about the business, right? So posting about the business. If you're posting about products, you're going to have a bunch of product users. And if they don't see you even posting about the business, then you start talking about a business and they're going to be like, wait, this feels a little disconnected here. Okay. So that is where things can be a little, where MLM gets a bad rap, because there's a disconnect. Okay. We don't want to be sleazy. We want to be upfront with what it is that we have to offer and that we have at our fingertips. And so posting about the business is super important. And I will tell you that I have been way more intentional about doing that over the last year. Like, yes, I've always posted about the business, but I got really serious about it. And I try to do mostly business posts now. And it's and I've said this on a couple other calls. Now I have people coming to me about the business instead of me posting about the products so much, and then people coming to me about the products, right? So there's way less disconnect if you're also posting about the business all along the way. It's really fun to share your heart and share your why as part of why you're doing this business. Trying to communicate that. I know it's kind of challenging when you're writing it out on a Facebook post or something, but give it a shot. Tell people why you're excited. And it can be the fun things like, I can't wait to go Christmas shopping and fill up 3 carts of stuff for my kids without even looking at the price tags. Like, you can even say stuff like that and ask people, wouldn't that be a fun dream to have? Like, what would you guys buy for your kids if you didn't have to worry about checking any price tags? Like, helping people to dream. Okay. But showing people where you're going and why a little bit more deeply than just the superficial. And the superficial is fun too. That's okay. But helping to show your heart and your why behind doing this as well. Thank you, honey. And then making sure that you're really connecting people into the community. We talked today was a jewel call with Jason Dorsey as a follow-up from our, he actually was in Hawaii with us, which was super cool. And he was talking again about some of the generational stuff. And I'm going to find this. Okay, hold on. I wrote 3 pages of notes. So now, of course, it's going to be confusing as to where I wrote that down. But every generation, they want to feel connected. They want to feel a purpose. They want to have a sense of community. They want to see progress. Okay. So that goes for anything. And I think this is the other thing that we need to remember when we're talking about the business is that we want to help people see that this isn't quick cash and a fast, easy money. It's not easy money, and not ever communicating that as such. We can talk about big bonuses, but we want to follow that up with the idea of having a second stream of income. So if you're having trouble communicating to people where you feel like it's Elizabeth makes a ton of money and doesn't work as a PT anymore, and you feel that people can't connect with that, I want to challenge you on that for a couple of reasons. One, not everyone is going to want to work for a $300 or $400 bonus. They just aren't. That's not something that's exciting and enticing to get them out of bed. The $400 is great, but guess what? Hockey is about $3,000 a season or whatever it is. Like, it's ridiculous, right? Hockey's expensive. So helping someone see a bigger dream, but helping them to just dream and tell you the number instead of us feeding them a number that they may not connect with at all. Okay. So asking people, have you ever thought of having a second stream of income? Oh my goodness. Have you seen my Plexus posts? What do you think? Do you connect with anything? Does anything stand out to you? Has anything piqued your interest? So these are all separate questions. These aren't something that you just ask, but those are ideas that you can ask. Have you seen my Plexus posts? Has anything resonated with you on the Plexus posts that I've done? Has anything piqued your interest? Have you ever thought of having a second stream of income? So asking those things and letting them say, well, yeah, I would love to make an extra $1,000 a month. And then you have something to start with and say, oh my goodness, that's so doable. And let me paint this roadmap for you. And if you need help with that, we're here. That's like a total Jackie question, right? Like, I can figure it out, but I'm not doing it on the fly on a call. So helping them to paint that picture of you can make $1,000 for sure. And you could actually do that this month with X, Y, and Z. Like, this is what it would look like. Help 3 people and help them help 3 people and blah, 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 blah. And down the road you go, or you recruit a bunch of people. You can paint that picture different ways and then let them know there's residual income available to you with this opportunity. So just not judging anyone's idea of what you think might resonate with them. Let them tell you, help them to dream, and then go from there. Casting a silver vision, casting a, hey, let's get you $400 real quick here. Like, that's fine. You might be able to pull some people in with that, but what is the long term with that? Because in the next month they make about 45 and they're like, wait, I just made 400. Now I'm making 45. And it's not confusing because we understand it, but that 400, it comes in spurts because it's bonuses and commissions and pay points. And so helping them to also understand that too, right? We don't want to have unmanaged expectations. We need to let people know that comes in a couple different paychecks, but the total is this. So what I've been helping people with is accountability partners. So I have several people I'm talking to right now, and I've said, hey, like, here's an example of a post you could put up. Like, I'm excited to start the reset. I'm looking for accountability partners, not giving a number. I'm not looking for 6. I'm not looking for 3. I'm looking for accountability partners to do this with me. Okay. And then of course I've let them know, like, there are bonuses available this month. This is a bonus. This isn't what your ongoing is, but this is definitely a bonus and it's definitely worth going after, wouldn't you say? And they're like, yeah, that's worth going after, so kind of getting that give and take and that communication with them. Making sure people feel connected. That's a generational thing that's across the board. And so one thing that we've been more and more intentional with, so Jackie has done an excellent job duplicating this down, and Rochelle Furman has done an excellent job duplicating this down. And then Jackie, I even got on a couple welcome calls with Jackie, not that she needs me, but more to help people feel connected to our community, but also as a tool of third-party validation for her to back her up. I mean, she's a Sapphire, she knows what she's doing, but it's just a way to connect that new join, and it's going really well. So watching the calls on three-way connecting calls with your sponsor, because it again allows your sponsor to help you find people to work with. It helps me to ask some of the questions that maybe you've been afraid to ask or just haven't or whatever. And so we ask the question, which then is going to help you have a worker, because they might spill their guts to me, even though they've never told you that they want a job and they want to do this and they want to work from home and all of that. And it also gives a chance to manage those objections. And we did a whole call on that. You can check that out from a few months ago. And that's always good to do. But that has been really good. And Jackie has really good wording. She says, because I stole it, she says, and Lauren's been doing this too with Jackie. So that's awesome to see. And so Jackie came up with, I'd love to put a face on or a voice to your name. I would love to connect with you on a quick phone call with you and Rochelle, or you and Lauren, whatever. It is this time or this time good for you? So Jackie and I talk, hey, what times work? Okay. And then I get in and offer those times and say, hey, let's chat, let's connect, and giving people that option and pulling them in. So I really loved that. Let's put a face to the name instead of, hey, let's just get on a welcome call. Like, a welcome call. If somebody said, hey, let's get on a welcome call, I'd be like, what are you talking about? So if it's presented well, then it's cool. I had a friend from high school actually who was doing a different business, and she did connect me with her upline. And it was before I ever signed up for Plexus, and I was just exploring options. But I was at a place where I was looking at some supplements. And so I was like, okay. And I was able to ask questions. Well, tell me about this, tell me about that, tell me about your ingredients. Like, I was ready for that. But normally I'd be like, no, I'm busy. I got my kids, it wouldn't have been a normal thing that I probably would have jumped onto, but saying, hey, let me put a face to your name. I'd be like, yeah, sure. I have 10 minutes to do that. So, I think I covered everything that I had for you, but just my biggest encouragement is to really work on recruiting right now, really work on having lots and lots of meaningful conversations, helping people to dream big, and helping people to know that they can be happy in their job and happy and satisfied in what it is that they do in their 9 to 5 and still want an additional stream of income. There's nothing wrong with having an additional stream of income. And I think sometimes we say, oh, so-and-so is already busy. So-and-so already has a good job. So-and-so has this. And we prejudge a lot of people. I think I just said this not too long ago, but I will say it again very quickly. I was not a candidate to need another thing or need a second stream of income. I was busy. My husband was in school. I had 4 little kids, 1 up to 7, and I was teaching at the PT school. Like, I was busy, you guys. I was busy. But when I saw something that was worth putting time into, I found and made the time and got a little more organized and delegated and worked a little harder to get my stuff done so that I could make time to do Plexus. And my other encouragement to you is to, if you're, like I said, if you're just doing, if you're doing your IPA and you're checking the boxes and going, okay, I did my IPA today, I encourage you to really examine, are you really doing your IPA or are you checking the boxes? Like, examine that for yourself, have meaningful conversations. And you might need to have more. It's a numbers game, right? This is all a numbers game, talking about the business, talking about the products. It's all a numbers game because we have to find that diamond in the cave. We're chipping away. And thankfully, we get to have amazing relationship and friendships with everyone that we're talking to. So I don't like that chipping away analogy. Like, I don't like that visual. I'm not chipping away at people. I'm more like, hey, let me hug you. Okay, excuse me. Okay, let me hug you. Okay, excuse me. I'm going to hug you. Okay, excuse me. And I'm getting through to my diamonds, right? And I'm pulling them in with me and we're going to keep going. But guess what? When I have to go out for whatever reason, I get to have more hugs and communication and fellowship with all the people that I just went through, right? And so we're not just moving people and shoving them to the side. We're saying, hey, I care about you. Hey, I care about you. Would you like to come on this journey with me? Okay, no. Okay, no worries. And we're going and we're finding those people to go on this journey with me. And then we're going to bump back into them again and invite them again in another way, have more relationship, have meaningful conversation. So somebody asked me when the new product launch that they announced at Super Saturday to Sapphires and Diamonds. They did that whole thing in Arizona this past January, and then they launched it out, I think, in March, right? And somebody asked me, is this going to change my business? And I said, the only thing that's going to change your business is to have meaningful relationships and to create leaders. That's what's going to change your business, not a brand, not a label, not a perfect social media, okay? But it is about having meaningful conversations and not just checking the boxes of I did my IPA, right? So keep that in mind. Don't sell yourself short. If you're having trouble, it's a belief issue, right? So believe in yourself. Believe that these products will change your life and change others' lives. Believe in this opportunity and the business model because it's amazing and so rewarding. And keep that in the forefront. But maybe you are a person that needs to reread your why more frequently. Maybe you're someone that does need it plastered all over your house, in your car, on the fridge, at the kitchen sink where you're doing dishes all the time, in the laundry room. Like, my why was in my laundry room because that's where I spent a lot of time with little kids, so it's okay. Keep that in the forefront and don't give up. So create some momentum, you guys. Move from excitement to excitement. You can do this. Like, get your people excited. It's okay. And, you know, not everyone is going to do all of the things all the time. And that's okay too, because we are still creating excitement and we're not going to let that get us down, but we're always going to circle back. Hey, come on, you ready? Like, not convince, ask them questions, ask them questions. It's easy for me to go into convincing mode, you guys. So I will stop convincing you in this topic right now and let you go on with your evening. But thank you so much for sharing your time with me.
More like night.